Hello everyone, welcome to today's video, and if this is your first time here, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Leah, and here on my channel you're gonna find a lot of plus size fashion, beauty, and really anything else that I might throw in between. I'm sure most of you are new to my channel because this is only my second video here on YouTube. So if you enjoyed today's video or you find it helpful, I would really appreciate a thumbs up or even a subscribe. Now let's go ahead and dive into the video. Today we're gonna be doing a video all about dressing for your body type to flatter your curves, to flatter your body. I actually did a poll over on Instagram to see what you guys would wanna see for today's video, and this one won unanimously. So I'm really excited that you guys were interested in it, and I hope today's video is helpful. If you do find today's video helpful, entertaining, or you just think you might want to see a little bit more of me, I would really appreciate a thumbs up or even a subscribe. Let's go ahead and hop into today's video, and thank you guys again so much for watching. Okay, so I want to dive in first by saying I'm not an expert on this. I don't have any like training in dressing for your body. I just have been almost every size on the spectrum of sizes, and I feel like now at one of my heaviest weights, I'm the most comfortable in dressing my body because I've just figured out what works for me. So I'm sure there are more professional tips out there, but I hope this is still helpful for you guys. A while back, I made a video on TikTok about how your body is beautiful no matter what shape it is. It could be pear, apple, triangle, potato. And then we all started talking about how potatoes are beautiful. Everyone loves French fries. So if your body shape is a potato, that's amazing. At some point, I started changing the way I shopped to accentuate the things that I liked on my body instead of trying to conceal the things that I didn't like. And I hope that makes sense. So I personally really like that my waist is a little bit smaller than my hips. So that doesn't mean I hate my hips, but it means I want to accentuate my waist. So in a lot of outfits that you see me wear, it's very uncommon that I'm going to have something that's just straight through here because it doesn't flatter me. It doesn't accentuate my waist. So I'm always looking to accentuate my waist. I do that a lot of times with these stretchy skirts here that are going to come in at my waistline. Or I also really like dresses that are like fitted through here, but that are a smocked fabric. So they really kind of come in and hug my curves nicely. So the first thing I'm going to recommend is that you look at yourself and you say, what do I want to accentuate? And if your initial answer is nothing, then we just need to change our mindset to start, because obviously we all have insecurities, but there's also things that we have to find beautiful about ourselves. And the things that make ourselves and our bodies individual are what make us beautiful. In a minute, I'm gonna show you an example of something that does not flatter my body type, and then I'll show you how I would style it to change that. Really quick, I just wanna give an example of how this looks if I just have the shirt untucked. Obviously, in general, this isn't a super flattering look, but even if you imagine this as is with jeans instead of the skirt, you can imagine like my waist has no definition, and that's not really something that I personally like. So I'm looking to accentuate my waist. Now, if we go ahead and tie this up, and I will show you guys, I just do a little tie like this at my waistline, and then I'm gonna tuck it under, and I feel like all of a sudden I kind of have that figure back. Okay, before I dive into showing you guys how I style this dress to flatter my body, I want to go over other body types besides mine and just give some tips for how you can style them to flatter yourself. I think if there's something on your body that you enjoy that doesn't necessarily fit this description, then you go for it. It doesn't really have to be defined, but for people who might find it more helpful to have like organized body types with tips for each one, I just wanted to throw that in there. If you're not interested, you can skip to the part where I style this dress. Okay, so the first body type we're going to talk about is apple. So an apple shape is technically defined as being a little bit wider up top compared to your bottom half, and then having a little bit of a fuller midsection, you could say. Professionals would suggest that you would want to wear things that are a little bit more A-line. A-line pieces are going to give you a little bit more fullness on the bottom, so you look more balanced between your top and bottom half, if that makes sense. Now, next we're going to talk about pear shapes. So pear is kind of the opposite of an apple. I feel like I sound so crazy because I'm talking about body shapes, but I sound like I'm just talking about fruit. So a pear shape is going to be a little bit smaller up top, and most of your weight is going to be carried like in your lower half. So between like your thighs and your butt pretty much. So I feel like in the plus size community, the body type that's talked about the most is hourglass. Now don't worry, I'm not skipping dressing for a pear-shaped body, but a lot of people say that hourglass is like the only body shape that's represented in the plus size community. And I'm totally not disagreeing with that, but I think a lot of people kind of seek after that hourglass figure. Well, when you have a pear body shape, you can really create that illusion. One style that I think is so flattering on a pear-shaped body is like a flare jean that's kind of high-waisted. So it's gonna really hug to the curves on your bottom half and create an illusion of that hourglass figure. And that's really what a lot of people suggest you should do for a pear body, not just wear flare jeans, of course, but really create the illusion of an hourglass figure by accentuating your hips and your thighs with things that really hug your curves. Now, really briefly touching on an hourglass figure, obviously this is a little bit more balanced technically. Usually you'll have some fullness up top and on the bottom and then a smaller waistline. So typically the goal is to accentuate your curves there and accentuate your waistline. In general, I do like to accentuate my waistline. So I would say I typically dress for an hourglass figure, even though I might not have like a picture perfect hourglass body. And the last body silhouette that I'm gonna talk about today is a rectangle. So a rectangle body type is considered to be like very balanced from top to bottom, but just not a lot of definition at your waist. So obviously the goal when we're dressing is to create the illusion of definition at our waist. So instead of taking a dress like I might and belting it to pull it in at my waist, instead you might really focus on more of like multi-piece outfits to create the illusion of that waistline, if that makes sense. And again, that's if that's something you want to do, it's totally up to your preference. Now that we've covered a little bit of different body types, some examples, some pointers, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I styled this dress for my body. I wanted to give you guys another example of an outfit that I would take from being maybe not so flattering, and then just showing you guys what I would do to change it to flatter what I like. Now, before I do that, I just kind of wanted to point out how this entire topic or conversation came about. I kind of started my social media journey with plus size fashion content over on TikTok. And so sometimes when I share my hauls over on there, I'll get comments like, well, everything looks good on you, or when I order things don't look like that, but everything flatters you. And it's so not the truth. So many things don't flatter me. So many things don't look good on me. For example, like as is, this is not flattering on me. But with that being said, I have learned what I like on my body, the kind of things, shapes, fabrics that I personally find flattering. And so the whole point of this video is just to show you what I kind of have in mind as far as styling and fits when I'm shopping, and how you can cater that to your own body so when you're shopping you feel like you have like a better success rate with it. So anyways, jumping back into the video here, I grabbed a belt because a dress like this that doesn't have any shape throughout my waist is such an easy fix. I still love dresses like this. I would totally wear this. I'm just gonna add a belt. So I'm gonna take this black belt and I'm gonna show you guys that it's literally that easy to change a dress to accentuate something that you like on yourself. So you can use tools like Pinterest, Google, TikTok, Instagram to find more inspiration, find people who have a similar body type to yours as well. But I hope this was a good example of how easy it is to take something that doesn't flatter me and all of a sudden, bam, I feel way more snatched. All right, guys, well, that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. I know this was super chatty and maybe a little bit scattered, but honestly, I feel like when I get on camera, I just want to talk to you guys like we're all friends. So I'm sure that could be a good and a bad thing, but all in all, I really hope this video was helpful. I hope you found it enjoyable. Let me know what you want to see next. If you don't follow me over on Instagram, definitely take a look because I'm going to keep doing polls to see what you guys want to see here on YouTube. And my goal is to have an upload for you all every Sunday night. So stay tuned. Again, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.